As a Christian woman, you of course want to be faithful to what God is calling you to in your daily life. And sometimes the thought of having a specific purpose or a unique calling can maybe be overwhelming because you've got to try to fit it in with everything else you're doing, sometimes it feels like. Or maybe it's just too big to put into words and you don't even want to think about it or know where to start. But there are ways that you're actually already walking in your purpose and can continue to and grow in your purpose right now, even if you don't know your calling or even if you're somewhere in the middle of it trying to figure out what's next. Because there are levels to God's purposes in your life, and they build on one another, they connect with one another, they impact one another, and I'm going to share that with you today. Hi, my name's Aris Charles, and I'm a life purpose coach. I help Christian women in the midlife season to joyfully pursue their God-given purpose so they can live with more passion, confidence, and impact. And as a Christian for almost 30 years, when the topic of purpose comes up, I notice that sometimes there are so many questions, and some people are really left speechless. And so today I want to share with you the 3 levels of God's purposes for your life so that you can really understand where you're already walking in them, where you need to pursue more effectively walking in them, and what you can look forward to in the years to come. So the first level of purpose would be for general believers, all of us who believe in God, who follow Jesus. We're called with the purpose of being love, loving God, loving others, just expressing his love in the world, sharing his message, making disciples, and transforming ourselves so we become more and more of what God wants us to be. And every day, as you transform, as you connect with God, as you get closer to him, you are growing in this area of life. So you're already walking in some of God's purposes. And this level of purpose is going to impact the next level, which is your purpose in your daily life. And so all believers share the purpose in their daily life, where there are things that God is calling you to spiritually, physically, relationship-wise, in work, in your finances. And these things are for us to become more Christ-like and to do more of what God's will is for us. So in your spiritual life, loving God and loving others, and just getting closer to God, building that intimacy so that he can connect with you and be able to lead you in his will in everything. That's the foundation. And in your physical body, not just your body, but your mind, your emotions. When you take care of your body, you're preparing yourself to carry out God's will because this is the vehicle that it's done in. As well as in your relationships, God has purpose there with family, friends, other people, strangers, those you're witnessing to, anybody you come across. God is going to have purpose for how you express his love with people, how you interact with people in his will. And in the work you do, whether it's work in the home, taking care of your family and your household and your children, or whether it's work at a job, you have purpose there to perform the task to honor God and to reflect God and to be a good steward of the role that you have. And in your finances, God wants you to be a good steward as well and to manage those resources so that you can carry out his will within your own life, within your family's household, and blessing people in the world and supporting the church. So general purpose as a believer, purposes in your daily life, and you can see how the purposes as a believer would impact your daily life because the closer you get to God and the more you grow and understand his will and his word, then the more you're going to be able to implement those things in your daily life. And the things you're doing as a believer and in your daily life actually prepare you to be more effective at becoming the person God created you to be and doing the thing that God is going to call you to do out in the world. And even if you're already walking in your calling, as you grow in God, as you grow in him in your daily life, it's going to make it even closer to the vision that he wants as you walk in that specific purpose. And that third level is your specific purpose, your calling, what God is calling you to do uniquely in the world. It's based on your unique design, your strengths, your gifts, your passions, the dream he specifically is putting in your heart. And even if he's given someone else a similar dream or vision, it's going to come out different because you are different. There's no one like you in the world. 2 people can be doing the exact same thing and your personality will make it different. Your life experiences will make it different. The type of person that will be attracted to you to help them is going to be different. So everyone has a specific calling And that's your third level of purpose. And sometimes you have an idea of what that is. Sometimes you don't yet. Sometimes you fully understand what your calling is in the world right now, but maybe you're not quite ready to walk in it yet. Maybe you're still struggling with confidence. Maybe you need a plan. So it's a journey with God. And your purposes as a believer, your purposes in your daily life, and your calling all connect together and impact one another. And as you grow in one, it helps you in the other area. And so, really, when you're focusing on all three of these areas of your purpose, it's called purposeful living. You're living purposefully. You're taking the things that God is asking you to do and you're being a good steward of them. You're carrying them out in the world. You're growing. You're being loving. You're transforming yourself. You're transforming your life to conform to God's will and to grow and to bless others. In Matthew 25, it shows that when we are faithful in a few things, that God makes us ruler over many things. So the more that you will be attentive to doing what God is asking you to as a believer in those purposes, in your daily life in those purposes, the more that He will be able to reveal to you more of your specific calling, and you'll be better equipped to carry that out. And if you'd like to try to understand more of what God is calling you to do in your daily life, to prepare to more effectively walk in your purpose, or to be able to more easily find out what that purpose is, then I invite you to download my free gift to you, the Purposeful Living Assessment and Reflections Guide. And it'll help you to assess the major areas of your life and what God's vision is for those areas, and what is the gap that needs to be bridged for you to align with God's vision, and to be able to prayerfully reflect so you can figure out some doable action steps that God is calling you to do to move closer to that vision every day. And you can get the guide on my website at liveinspiredbypurpose.com. And as you begin to align with God's purposes for your life, you'll see purpose changes everything.